Trigger warning. I came up with this trigger warning halfway through the video, and you'll hear me talking about it, but I realized that I cover a lot of topics in this video that might be upsetting to some people. Biggest trigger warning would be abuse. There's some mild sexism going on in this. There's some deep discussions of, like, trauma and just, fuck. I don't even really know how to properly break down the triggers that are in this. I am an asshole in this video. I'm trigger warning for me being an asshole and talking about things that frustrate and annoy me. And also trigger warning for me very not delicately dancing around other people's trauma. And, it's not who I am really, but it is who I am today just because I'm so frustrated. So I apologize. Feel free to not watch this audio commentary track. But if you are still here, I hope you guys enjoy. Okay. Welcome everyone to a new audio commentary track with me, Devin, the creator of the Dante Grave Show. Fuck! It's playing! Oh my god. Momentary heart attack, sorry. Okay, well, welcome to a new audio commentary track. Today we're going to be having a look at Tubby the Clown. This is episode 21 of the Dante Grave Show, which was intended to be sort of a backdoor pilot into a new show, which was going to be called Clown-Related Violence. But I've since pivoted back to just focusing on the Dante Grave Show, mainly because I think the idea of doing two shows right now would make my head explode. It seemed a lot more doable when I was still working a job where I had a ton of free time to be able to work on the Dante Grave Show and stuff. But I already do Dante Grave Show and I do Dante's Drive-In, so the idea of doing two at the same time sounds fucking maddening. So we're just going to be sticking with Dante Grave Show and Dante's Drive-In. What I meant to say was the idea of doing three at a time. If I was to add another fucking pile onto the already huge pile of that both of those shows present to me of work, I would lose my goddamn mind. So either way, Tubby the Clown works as an episode of the Dante Grave Show, and Tubby the Clown is going to be having a sequel this Halloween called Tubby's Halloween, and I'm very excited about that because I do really love this character, and I have so many plans for him, and a lot of those concepts and ideas and other characters that I was going to be introducing in clown-related violence are going to be introduced in some form or another in the Dante Grave Show eventually. But I don't ever like to kind of expose a specific character. For instance, Dr. Arachnoid has had 2 movies, and he's appeared in various other episodes, but I've given that character a pretty big break. He'll be back too at some point. It's a character that I also like, I just think is overexposed, is all it is. So, we're going to be talking about this episode. It's no longer a backdoor pilot, or it was, it always is, but we're going to talk about the episode and all of that went into it, and let's just go into it. Also, we're testing out my brand new microphone today, so I hope it sounds nice. So yeah, we're going to begin in 3, 2, 1. Okay, 1, 2, 3, yep, here it goes. So we had the Hot Sauce Films logo at the beginning, the Hot Sauce Films Presents or whatever. I was going to be pivoting to have like that be kind of my production sort of studio, that's just like all of my movies would be under that one banner. But once I put it in there, because I was going to have this little bumper where it'd be like a sandwich with a bottle of hot sauce sitting next to it that would have the Hot Sauce Films logo, and the sandwich would be like literally on fire. Like we would put gasoline on it and light it on fire, and that was going to be the company logo. Everyone seemed to really hate that idea, so I don't know, made me self-conscious about it, so now we're not doing it. But yeah, this will probably be the only film that has that bumper at the beginning of it. I'm not sure. This was produced by me, Tucker, and Kaylee. It was a passion project for me. I'd wanted to do a killer clown episode for a long time, and we had various clown costumes rolling around. And Tucker and I kind of hammed out the idea of what if there was this kind of alternate dimension full of clowns. Actually, my friend Bo was most responsible for that idea. I think Tucker more played a hand in developing Tubby as a character, like his personality and stuff. Not that he's a very complex character, but Tucker and I kind of bounced back and forth about how he was supposed to behave and what kind of his lore was. But Bo and I had this concept began life as an idea where there would be a Jack-in-the-Box with 7 clowns in it, one for each of the 7 deadly sins. And you would open the box, a clown would pop out, and if all 7 clowns happened to get out and then they all open the box, it would bring about like the merger of the clown universe and the Earth, like our universe, and that would create just total chaos. So there is a clown dimension. I guess I'm revealing shit that's going to be revealed later on, but just in case anyone's like, whoa, the fuck, where did Tubby come from? He came from a clown dimension where there's good clowns and bad clowns. He happened to be bad, very, very bad clown, and he was banished to another kind of like universe, and then managed to escape through means which I'm not going to spoil, but I do know how he got out. You know, I made the fucking thing. So yeah. In the background of this shot, you can actually see Tubby not wearing his costume. And that is not intentional. That is just the fact that the guy playing Tubby in only this opening scene is incapable of following instruction. And I, got kind of just so frustrated with him. He only filmed with us this one day. He really wanted this role. He said he really wanted to be a like slasher villain that's in just tons of fucking sequel after sequel after sequel. And I was like, oh, I've got this character that I was going to be playing, which Tubby, and then Tucker and I were kind of going to trade off. I'm like, hey, if you want to do it, you got the body type for it. Let's go for it. And I offered it to him, and he seemed really excited about it. And he got there. He was just incapable of following any kind of, like, even rudimentary instruction, and it made this particular day super difficult to shoot. I also hate how all of this footage looks. I think it looks, like, fucking terrible. I think that the weather, while it was cooperating, doesn't make for very spooky weather, and a lot of the footage is overexposed. And Paige, this was also, I think, her first day doing, like, a big dialogue-heavy scene, and she really struggled with that, so it took us a while. The shirt she's wearing is fucking so stupid, and it's because it was supposed to be a shirt that we could stab, and we were going to draw like a logo on it, which is why there's like a half circle on it. I don't know, there's just, like, literally this scene needs to just be redone. And I try my best not to do special editions for just every single movie that I'm unsatisfied with, but this is one that... like, if I could just tweak certain things and reshoot a couple moments, I feel like I'd be really happy with how this one turned out. I would say ultimately I am satisfied with this one, but I just, we had 6 months off period between this and Dante After Dawn because everyone was just so busy in the weather and just life was fucking crazy. Life still is crazy, but we managed to get this one done, and this opening scene is just so fucking amateurish. That knife I bought specifically for this character to use. That is Tubby's trademark knife. I was thinking about painting it, but then I was like, well, that would kind of look too much like the Kris Kringler, Yeah, this death scene, look at how fucking retarded he holds this goddamn knife. That is not how I told him to hold it. He was just being difficult, and at that point, I was so fucking fed up, I was rushing, and then you get that subpar fight scene, or subpar death scene. That is my fault as a director. I should have been more patient, but everyone was fucking fed up with him. He couldn't fucking do the most basic of fucking things, and so that is why that scene looks the way it does. I remember Paige telling me afterwards, she said, you were too mean to him. She said that I was just being too critical of him, and I was bossing him around too much. But honestly, I don't think I was mean enough, because the scene turned out that fucking horrible, so I didn't apparently properly communicate my dissatisfaction with his performance. So, I don't know that guy anything. I'm never going to see that guy again, and he was replaced immediately after filming that scene. That was the first scene we shot for the whole thing. The opening scene of the movie with Tubby walking towards the camera, which I really liked that scene, actually. I was graced with a bunch of fog that day, and I was able to shoot that. I'm playing Tubby during that, and the bumpers, and then during one scene of the movie. The rest of the movie, Tubby is played by Tucker, which explains why Donovan is not sharing scenes with Tubby physically. Other than the one bit where I played him. That scene, I will point it out, that's where I played him. So Dante was gone for a while. It was he left after Dante After Dawn. We kind of had written him off, and he was going to be taking this sabbatical. That was going to be because I was going to be doing another show called Beyond the Grave, which would basically be a bunch of, Dante Graves kind of spiritual successors, like type material. Like it'd be Dante Graves episodes just without Dante in them. And that apparently did not come to fruition because Dante ends up coming back here. Dante was supposed to be gone for a fucking year. That was how long I was going to leave him on the shelf. But just plans not fucking working out. And Tucker, he's very helpful, and he's always willing to make movies and stuff, and he's also a fantastic actor. I would say he's the best actor that we have, even better than myself. And he was going to be taking over as kind of like this other character, and just... Tucker has a lot going on in his life, and sometimes isn't the easiest to work with. So I was like, okay, the only person I can genuinely 100% rely on to be like the linchpin, to be like the flagship character that this whole show is built around is Dante. And I kept trying to find ways to make someone else the main character so I could just kind of hide behind the camera and do other things. But it just doesn't fucking work. It fundamentally, I don't have enough actors. I don't have the resources. So... you gotta, if life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. I am the lemons, and Dante Graves is the lemonade. And I've been given my own personality, and I've been given my own availability. The one person I know the whereabouts of, and I know the availability of, is myself. That is why I'm the main character. It is not an ego thing. It's not that I think that I'm just the best, and so I deserve to be in the lead. Any chance I get to put someone else in the forefront, I'm going to take that opportunity. It was a bummer when we lost several actors through various means that I'm sure will fucking be talked about at some point, because I really want, like, Barry's a great example. Barry was a great character that I could pivot to the front of the line and have him be kind of the main character, and Dante almost function as a supporting character, and the whole joke being that, well, it's the Dante Graves show, but Barry's kind of the main character. But even then, like, the guy who played Barry, things fell out, and also the availability issue. So, the availability and the willingness became issues. This shot is fucking terrible because of the shadow. I don't know why it's so hard to explain exposure to people, but people don't seem to get it. So I try to keep my demands localized to just, okay, keep it in focus, keep it steady, point at what's happening. That's how I've been able to make so many of these, is because I don't get hung up on what the actual picture looks like, even though sometimes I probably should. Case in point, the first scene of the fucking movie that's terrible. But, it doesn't look horrible. This is not the energy that I was wanting out of this movie. It's very, like, romantic comedy looking. It's very bright. It's very whatever. And there's, like, shadows on people's faces, and the wind is blowing my hair in my mouth, and just, like, little nitpicky bullshit things that probably don't bother anybody. Tucker bought this polo shirt, this white polo, and he was like, because I wanted him to look like Dokes from Dexter, is what I said. And he came with a white polo, and I think it makes him look like a Jehovah's Witness. And I really, really hated that costume for him. Any subsequent time that Trent Donovan will appear, because I have plans for the character, he will not be wearing that fucking polo. That was more of an issue where Tucker bought it. I wasn't about to say, no, we're not using that, because he did pay money for it, so we used it. But I really hate the way that it made him look, because I think his performance is great. And then I just imagine what it would look like with, like, a button-up, with, like, the sleeves rolled up or something, and I'm like, damn. That could have been something really cool. This is more of me playing Tubby, and it's during that really foggy day. See, look how good that shot looks. Look how fucking in focus it is. Oh, I like to suck my own dick. It's fine. This basement scene was shockingly difficult to film, mostly because this house that we're filming in belonged to a friend of mine, and him and everyone else involved in this movie, even the guy that I was pissed about fucking up the scene at the beginning, were all in this house, and they just don't understand to be quiet, because we're actually trying to make a movie. That's what we're all here for, but apparently not they. I do, however, really like this scene because, one, you get a really good panty shot out of it, which, that's in my wheelhouse, but it's also, the shot is framed outside the bathroom, and so it's very, like, voyeuristic. And the whole point, you know, we also get this shot here where you kind of just feel like you're in the basement watching her and she doesn't know she's being watched. And the whole idea is that Tubby the Clown is kind of like in her head, both metaphorically but also literally, which I was going to expound upon in the show that would spin off, where Tubby, like, once he latches onto a victim, he's got them, he knows where they are, he always knows where they are, he feeds off that fear, you know. And so while he's not physically in her house, emotionally he is in her house because he's inside her head. And so I wanted the idea of, like, he's down there watching her in her underwear, and that vulnerability of, like, you're in your underwear, you're going to the bathroom, you're taking a shower, you're taking a shit, whatever, that where you a private moment that's being voyeured upon by a serial killer clown. That's a pretty scary idea to me. So while the scene is sexy, I think it's scary, which is the fusion that I always want, sexy and scary. And I think that's what all of good horror is built on. You know, some people don't like the sexuality that's kind of infused into certain, you know, horror films and stuff. And a lot of my work also, I've heard people complain where they're like, why girls always have to be in their underwear, and why do we have to get these shots of people's butts and stuff? And it's like, well, because, you know, it's sexy. There's nothing wrong with being sexy. And also, I think that fusion of sex and violence taps into something primordial within people that, you know, some hoity-toity snobs might not want to admit to, but everyone feels it, you know? And that's what kind of garbage horror material is you tap into that primordial ooze sipping around in your brain, and you just kind of, you're like, yes, I want to be a serial killer. I want to go out in the woods and watch two people have sex and then kill them afterwards. You know, that, like, just scummy, dirty fucking thoughts that everyone has, and horror films are your kind of outlet to that. It's cathartic to see that kind of material. So, and for, you know, my own interests, like, I like boobs and butts and feet and whatever, but, like, I am really into underwear. And so I think in the same way, not to compare myself to one of the greatest filmmakers of all time, but in the same way that Tarantino infuses feet to kind of make his films have that kind of sexual edge to them, I infuse a lot of panty shots and stuff. But also I infuse, at least I'm leaning more into it the more open I become with my own kind of sexuality, but a lot of more male sex appeal as well. And I think when I do the Heatwave commentary, I can go into that a bit heavier because I am bi, and I also am interested in men and stuff. The Dante Graves character is gay as kind of a way for me to play in that realm. You know, obviously I'm not gay. I have a girlfriend and stuff. But the kind of like the more feminine side and the more submissive side. Well, not submissive, I should say, but more like just the feminine side and also the side of me that's interested in men. I get to kind of be very out about that when being this character. And that was kind of like, at first, it was a subconscious thing, and then the more I realized, you know, like, oh wow, I'm making this character gay just so I can be gay without judgment for a while. So, oh, it's a character, I can hide behind that. But, you know, yeah, this is a very personal fucking commentary track. I'm not even talking about this fucking movie. See, now here's the problem with this movie. One, my sunburn, which I don't even know how I got. I don't burn, but I was the only person for some reason that got burned. I think it's just because we were standing out there doing lines over and over and over again. But, okay, so in the script, it's all playing out basically how it's in the script. But there was a death scene in between the shot of Trish in the basement and then them out there talking. Then after they finish talking, there's another death scene. And then after that scene, there'd be like a crazy big death scene, and then it would lead into the climax of the movie. Now, when you're watching the movie, those three other excess death scenes that happen before the big climax of the movie, where we get lots of Tubby the Clown, those are not in the movie. They're not in the movie because I ran out of time, and I ran out of people, and I ran out of patience. I should have fucking waited, but I was stir crazy because I'd done 6 months of no Dante Graves, no filmmaking, no nothing. I did some drive-in episodes, but they were piddly. I was fed up with dealing with particular people, not anyone that's in this movie, but people who didn't end up being in the movie for a reason. And I was just like, fuck it, okay, it's the movie's competent, there's no massive plot hole, we're gonna just fucking put it out. And I think it severely hindered the pace of this movie. You gotta be really patient with this movie. I think, like, if you sit through it beginning to end, you're satisfied with it because you get a lot of Tubby at the end. But I wanted this movie to be a showcase of the Tubby the Clown character, and it didn't end up being that. So for Tubby's Halloween, my big caveat is that it's got to have more fucking clowns in it. It's got to have more killing in it. There's just not enough violence in this movie. And I pull some bullshit in the next scene after this one, where I have, like, you hear a death that took place, but you don't see it. And yeah, it works. I got creative with some sounds and some, just B-roll footage I had laying around. But it needed more Tubby. It needed more deaths, fundamentally. Trish, as a character also, I don't think I said this when she first appeared. She was supposed to be a bigger deal in the clown-related violence thing. She was supposed to be like the Laurie Strode to Tubby the Clown. I wanted to have him have that female foil to go after. And I've been really fixated on the idea of having a final girl that has none of the final girl qualities. Trish, I think, is a lot more pure than somebody like Vanessa. I really liked the Vanessa character because she was so, like, outwardly sexual and such a bitch also, but she had that final girl quality where she just fought, and would escape and constantly survive and stuff. And I like the idea of having a final girl that has none of those, like, good girl virgin qualities. Trish was going to kind of end up being that, but then Kaylee just didn't like the character. I guess she saw the character as a lot like Vanessa when really I didn't think they were anything alike. But then also, we killed her in such a way in this movie that it was supposed to be like, oh, she could have lived through that. But then everyone's like, okay, fuck this character. And I also had people say that they just felt like Trish was just another Kaylee victim character. Like, she's played so many victims that every time she shows up, it feels like the same character. She plays Gwen, she plays Arco, she played Vanessa, and now she's playing Trish. And Trish just felt like the straw that broke the camel's back in terms of, this character still feels authentic and real to me. The Tubby the Clown bumpers, I think, do wonders for the movie because it kind of keeps his presence throughout the movie. I don't think you ever are watching it and you're forgetting, like, what the threat is, like, what's at stake. It's like, oh, it's a clown, And yeah, this is the scene I was referring to when you have, like, you hear a death that happened and you can see the aftermath of it. This is all just bullshit, though, that I put together. And it was supposed to be these two guys out there. In the original script, actually, there was a group of 4 hunters. And it would be like a little subplot, kind of like in Friday the 13th Part 6, where Jason runs into those paintballers. Something kind of similar was going to happen, and Tubby was going to kill them. Because I wanted Tubby to just be this fucking killing machine. Like, if he sees you, you die. There's no reasoning with him. He has no reason. He has no motive. He has no interests or passions. His only fucking interest and passion is murder. If you fucking breathe, he'll kill you. And so he would just walk in a direct line trying to get to Trish, and any motherfucker he came across on his way there, no matter if they were armed or not, was gonna die. And he's sadistic enough and malicious enough to be choosy about who he kills, in terms of, like, he's not gonna just walk into a mall and start murdering everyone because he knows that, like, he's gonna get caught. And as invincible as I see Tubby the Clown as being, I don't think that he could withstand the full force of, like, the National Guard all at the same time. He needs to be choosy about it. But if you're vulnerable, if you're alone, Tubby's going to get you, is kind of the idea. And, yeah. The dialogue between Dante and Trent, I think, is good. And it's got good interplay. And mostly because Tucker and I have such good improv. Like, this is all in the script, but it's also a lot of, like, added shit that's not in the script. And also, the Tubby the Clown script, this was a repurposed script that was initially written to have Donovan and his partner, who was going to be played by Tucker's real-life roommate, Reyes. They're both in the army together, and Reyes was a fan of the show. I'm like, well, does he want to be in an episode? And we had written this whole script, and I put a lot of work into it, and I put a lot of work into Reyes' character. And a lot of his dialogue either got scrapped or retooled to be Dante dialogue once it became apparent that Dante wasn't going to be on the shelf for as long as I was hoping he would be. So, the stuff in the woods is okay. It's, like I said, it's just more talking. There's like 20 solid minutes of just Dante and Trent piecing together Tubby and where he's going. That needs to fucking change. I don't think it would be that egregious if it wasn't for the fact that there's not enough killing in it. So then it hurts the pace. Heat Wave has a lot of dialogue. But I think the pace of Heatwave stays up because, like, the situation is always kind of fun. The setting that they're in is always kind of fun. And you just kind of feel like you're hanging out. This doesn't feel like you're hanging out. This feels like you're going to work, you know? Like you're doing a shift at work. And that's not fun, you know? You want energy and high-paced action and horror and stuff. This bit was not in the script. And we were out there, and I said it organically, and I'm like, what if we did it like this? And everyone thought it was the funniest thing ever, and so we ended up doing it, and we kept it, and it is the funniest thing ever. And I think it's almost like a test. Like, if you were bored and you tuned out, you wouldn't know about this. But if you were super bored and you were like, okay, well, we'll just wait and maybe something will happen, then that happens, and it's like your reward, you know, for being such a patient, good little boy and sitting through the rest of it. That's kind of how I think about it. The screen is black. Oh, okay. So, I was sitting here watching this on my laptop, and I'm like, the screen's black? I don't ever remember it going to black like that. Oh, it's that fucking bumper. That bumper is great. I have nothing... Yeah, that bumper was exactly what I wanted out of this character. Just more blood, you know, more violence. I like this stuff with the town at night, like right as the sun is going down, so the sky's like blue. I think this is good. I think from here on out, I'm very satisfied with how this movie turned out. So, the ending of the movie also had to be retooled quite a bit because it was going to be like at the house, Dante and Trent would fail, Tubby was going to chase after Trish, and there'd be a chase scene that started at night, went into the morning, and then Trish would be the one that would defeat Tubby, only for him to rise again another day and, you know, whatever. But Kaylee was just fed up. She was like, I'm sick of this shit. I want to fucking just play on my phone and take a nap. She was getting tired. She was getting annoyed with our bullshit. So I was like, okay, well then you get to die, bitch. And that's what we did. And it was a great scene. She really liked it. I think she did a great job. Yeah, I like even if it's dark, you can kind of still really see Tubby, which is good. If those neighbors were to look out the window at this exact moment, they probably would have called the cops. I mean, wouldn't you call the cops if you saw him just walking around? I mean, I wouldn't have. I would have just been like, oh, that's fucking cool, it's a clown. But I know a lot of people really do despise clowns. I have no fear of clowns at all. I never have been afraid of clowns. And I used to think clowns are just dumb. Like, any horror movie that had, like, a creepy clown in it, I was like, that's stupid. Like, I thought It was cool because it's Stephen King. But, like, the concept of killer clowns just did not get my gears going at all. It wasn't until I got older, and so many fucking people say they're scared of clowns. I think a lot of them are faking it. There's one fucking stupid, dumb, ugly bitch that used to be on this show, and she refused to do a part in this movie because she said she had trauma related to clowns. Now, I can understand that. Like, if a clown broke into your house and, like, raped your whole family and made you watch or something. I don't know. But, then I heard that didn't actually happen. That she had no actual trauma related to clowns other than, like, she was at a carnival as a kid and a clown scared her. And that was apparently so traumatic she couldn't do a role in this movie. I think that's a lazy excuse not to do the movie. I'd rather they just tell me, like, hey, I'm not interested. But this is me just dogging on somebody that fucking is way too easy to dunk on. So we're getting off track here. But what I was getting at there was just the prevalence of people who say they're scared of clowns. And I think a lot of them are fakers! I don't think you're actually scared of clowns. I mean, like, if you're scared of a scary clown and a clown's coming at you with a knife, then you're scared because a creepy thing is coming at you with a knife. But if you see, like, Bozo the Clown and you're like, oh, clowns! I think you're actually a fucking complete pussy. Seriously. I put this scene in here because I just love Billy and Mandy. It was like my favorite cartoon as a kid, and I remember the episode with the clowns, and I'm like, I just want a way to pay homage to Billy and Mandy. And also, Kaylee loves Billy and Mandy. We're both cartoon kids, you know. Her and I were both raised on Cartoon Network, and she's been my best friend for the longest time. So, you know, go over each other's houses, you watch cartoons. That's always how it was. This bit, I'm pretty happy with. Nayed, my buddy Nayed, who was they played the vampire expert in Princess of Darkness. I think I've mentioned this many times, but they do all of the music for the show, and they had just put out a brand new album. There's Spirits of Doom, and then they had just put out Spirits of Doom 2. And I used a lot of the music from that album in this movie. It was a big showcase for that album. That shot I love so much. I like the static shot, zoom in, jump scare stuff that we did a few times in this movie, and I think it really worked out. Yeah, I'm so fucking sunburned at the last part of this movie. And this bit was being filmed at like midnight, and I think we got done at like 2 in the morning, and everyone was just tired and fed up and shit. And pretty much all of this movie, though, was filmed in one day. You know, and I think that's a big reason my memories of doing this one are very vague, but also that they're pretty good, all things considered, because it wasn't like a very drawn-out process. I need to do Tubby the Clown justice, because while I'd wanted to get the character on screen for months, years even, you know, because I wanted to do the killer clown guy, once I finally did it, I feel like I rushed, you know, and I feel like I could do better. I love the little blue light. I like how dark this scene is. We have this thing where we say Resident Evil 4 camera angle, the RE4 camera angle, which is basically camera goes over the shoulder with a person with a gun or whatever, and you just follow them around. And it's the easiest way to just fill time in a movie and kind of really put you in the character's perspective. Also, Resident Evil 4 is a great game. So we did that twice here. And the idea of like Trent and Dante splitting up, and we know that the clown is in the house. The doors are all open, but it's all dark in there. We know that the clown is in the house. We know that Trish has already been got. They don't know that, though. And so there's like that kind of like, where's the clown going to come from? And we don't really even know the layout of the house. So I wanted to really play with like, they're trying all these doors, they're checking around corners, but you just don't know where that fucking clown is going to show up. And yeah, there's also not a lot of Dante Graves finales that take place like in a house. Mostly because I don't have that many houses to use. So if I use a location, that location is gone. Unless I make a character like living there, which we did with like Barry's house and stuff. My apartment's too small to really have any kind of complex sequence like this, but the guy who's letting us use his house is pretty big. He's like 3 stories. It's got a creepy, big-ass, sprawling basement. And yeah, that last shot where Trent got taken out by Tubby, that was me playing Tubby the Clown. Oh, and then I think circling back to what I was saying about how I think people are faking it and how I grew to love clowns is because these little pussies that say that they're scared of clowns, or people who are actually scared of clowns and need to get the fuck over it, I've decided that I like killer clowns because of that. Just to be, like, I used to think it was dumb because I was annoyed of hearing about that shit. But now I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I think clowns are cool, and I'm all for them. And if you're scared of them, then I'm going to shove them in your face as much as I fucking can because you're a dumbass, and I think you're also faking it. Unless you're not faking it, or you have real trauma. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm probably coming off like such an asshole, but when it comes to just this specifically, I've dealt with so many people that were so obviously just wanting attention or wanting to sound quirky. And I also, knowing some real life clowns who were assholes maybe makes me more opinionated on this issue. So, and also the clowns that are like, scary clowns are ruining the perception of us. It's like, fuck you. Shut the fuck up. I knew someone who was a real life clown, and they were one of the fucking worst people I ever knew. Like just unironically, objectively, a fucking horrible human being, a complete fucking skid mark on the underpants of society. And this person liked to paint themselves up and dress up like a fucking clown and entertain children. And I'm like, you're a fucking actual psychopath that wants me dead, and you treat me and abuse me this fucking hard. I'm talking about my stepmom, just so you know. My stepmom was a fucking raging, fat, stupid, fucking ugly whore, and she still is, and she has been nothing but fucking cruel to me my whole life. I have no fucking interaction with her. This is getting so personal. The most personal audio commentary track you've ever fucking heard in your life. But, yeah, I should do a trigger warning at the end of this and put it at the beginning, because I'm talking about a bunch of heavy subjects. But I was abused by this woman for a long fucking time, and she had this little, like, chest cabinet or whatever full of little porcelain clown dolls. And it made me hate them so much, not because I was scared of them, like, oh, they make me uncomfortable, but I just hated them because she liked him, you know? And so I was like, fuck you. And she was a clown, like a party clown. And I'm like, so you have to have this, like, alternate persona that you dress up as to go be a good person? This didn't fucking make any sense to me. And she was so opinionated about scary clowns and how, though, that's terrible that Stephen King would write a book about a clown that eats fucking children and what. She just thought that was the worst thing. And, you know, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Art the Clown from Haunt. There's tons of great scary clowns out there. Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal. Yeah. And she hated that shit. So then I started inversely liking them to be like, yeah, fuck you, bitch. I'm pro scary clown. In ICP, I'm a fucking juggalo now. What the fuck you gonna do about it, bitch? This scene also, I fucking love this scene. This scene makes the whole movie worth it. I like the... As a kid, I had this phobia of being kicked while you're on the ground. Maybe because it happened to me a bunch of times, and it was just so mean. Like, they kick you while you're down. As a kid, there just seemed to be nothing more sadistic than that. Like, at least let the guy get up. So when this clown is just kicking Dante in the ribs over and over and is just emotionless about it and so casual about it, that's what I wanted. Just this casual murder, you know. And I like to imagine that those punches that the clown is given to Dante are just the most forceful shots you've ever seen. That tactical role was fucking awesome, just saying. And yeah, I love that they take him down with the guns. And I had yet to do the kind of like Halloween thing where Michael gets shot, falls down, they look away, and he's gone. Shockingly enough, I've done a lot of tropes, but I never did that one. And so Tubby the Clown, since he's very much, to me, like the clown version of Michael Myers, that was that. But yeah, Tubby the Clown, I want to do this character justice because of those reasons I said, the very personal reasons I brought up involving my stepmother. And he's my ultimate fuck you to her, but also Tubby is like just the walking embodiment of my own frustration and rage. Not saying I'm going to go out and fucking kill all these people and whatnot, but I'm just saying that, like, the idea of just this being that walks around and doesn't give a flying fucking shit how you fucking feel about him. He's just gonna fucking kill you. That's all there is to it, you know? But he's gonna dress like a fucking clown, so you understand that he has some semblance of a sense of humor, or some semblance of how he wants to be perceived. You know, that's the thing about clowns, is that they're like the perfect definition of horror, because horror and comedy are just so fucking closely related to each other, and it's just such a fine line that they walk. You know, because what's funny to one person isn't funny to somebody else, in the same way that what's scary to someone isn't scary to somebody else. And clowns are the ultimate litmus test. You either think they're funny, or you think they're scary. Or you're like me and you don't think they're either one, but you think scary clowns are just objectively cool because you're transgressive against society and your stepmother. So, yeah, this is more shit that I shot. More shit that I shot that day that we had the really big fog come in. I looked outside, I saw that fog, and I'm like, I needed bumpers, I needed to put more Tubby in the movie. That's what I got. And I was really happy with how that turned out. So yeah, thank you guys for watching my commentary track for Tubby the Clown. I'm now going to do a trigger warning, which I will put at the beginning of the video. I'm just going to kind of let the credits play out. I don't really have much else to say. This wasn't a very great commentary track, but I mean, the production of this movie wasn't that fucking thrilling. I just needed to test out my microphone, if I'm being honest. And I felt like just dumping a lot of this frustration and anger. I'm in kind of a shit mood today. I feel like dumping it all out on this movie that I wasn't totally satisfied with is a good way to get it out. So, yeah. Thank you for watching.